Hello, I am Heather,
I'm Carden.
and welcome to the Bitchy Quill, a podcast where we talk about publishing from a feminist perspective. We also do guest mini interviews, and today we have author Eskay
Eskay Kabba.
Kabba. I wanted to say it right. I know it's SK. I was like, remember to say Kabba and not Kabba because I've been in my head, I've been saying
People say both.
Kabba.
It's fine.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
noticed last night. So last night we did a panel with you.
Yes.
And I um I realized I didn't say anybody's last name today. When I went to look over my list, I was like, she said Kaba last night. And so I
Yeah.
wanted to remember. So now that's okay. The one before last, there was a stink bug in my room and he was menacing me and I was trying to have the conversation with a stink bug guest. So
Nice.
we
Nice.
got rid of him. Fortunately, we're going to get to talk about fun, rompy, sexy stuff because that's what you
Yes.
write. So we've gotten rid of Mr. Stinkbug, and now I've said your name correctly, and we can move on.
Right. So we'll start with how did we meet you?
Yeah. So I had seen the Right Women's Book Fest. It came past me maybe like 2 years in a row, and I was like, man, I really want to sign up. I really want to sign up. And I finally signed up for the Right Women's Book Fest, and I was
Yay.
so excited. And I was like, this is gonna be the place. I know I'm gonna go every year because I have my favorites, like you have your
Oh,
favorite conferences. And even before I got in, I was like, this is gonna be one of my favorite conferences. And then it was the last year. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna come and have some fun and
yeah.
have a good time and meet some new authors and meet the two of you. And so
There'll be a we will have other ways to connect.
yes.
We're hoping to do something, but it just there needs to be a lot of different things happening if it's
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
going to happen again.
I can get
But
it.
yep.
Yeah.
So, but we went out with a lovely ending, and it was
It was
so
good. It
good.
was
We're
a
so glad that
great book
you and
fest.
other
Yeah.
lovely authors.
Yeah.
We're so glad you made it. We're so
Yeah.
Me
glad you made it. Yeah.
too.
You helped make it amazing as it was
Yeah.
because the word joy just kept coming.
Yeah.
Everybody was just so joyful and happy, and that was
Yeah. It
we
was a good
needed a
time.
celebration.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. So we met via the Right Women Book Festival. So
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you the question that I like to ask everybody because as a reader and a writer, I always want to know the answer to this question. And I think most readers want to know the answer to this question for authors that they like is what made you want to become a writer?
Yeah. You know what? I don't really know what made me want to become a writer. So I've been writing literally since I was a kid. I was one of those kids that was making, picture books and stories and things like that. Literally when I was like 8, 9 years old. And I remember my dad, who is an educator. He was a public school teacher for 35 years before he retired. And I remember I was maybe like 10, and he looked through it. He goes, you really need to be a writer.
Aw.
And at the time, I was like, oh, well, I wanted to sing, I wanted to be Whitney Houston back then, I'm an
Well,
80s,
who didn't? Who didn't?
Yeah.
right? I wanted to be Whitney Houston and all. So, and maybe Mariah. And so I
Mhm.
wanted to sing and possibly songwrite and things like that. And then, I life was life in. And so, I went to college and got my degree in social work and got my master's in social work, and I'm licensed. And you'll see from my bio that I am a social worker. I am a director at my job,
Wow.
administrator. I life skills coach. I'm doing a little bit of that. I'm doing some consulting for other social service agencies. So, you know, in between all of that, writing has always been like in the background, right? I'm
Right.
writing a little bit of here. I'm dropping, stories on Literotica
Right.
over here,
Right.
doing all those things. And you know, I don't know. The pandemic hit and it became like, can I say fuck it? Because I wanted to say,
Yes, you can say
okay.
whatever you want.
I was just like, fuck it. I might as well just like start to put myself out there, right? So I had all these stories And I started like, sending them out to publishers and things
Yeah,
like that. Got a bunch of rejections because that's what
that's the
happened,
norm. Right. I was gonna say that's
right?
the
That's
norm.
normal. That's
And
more
then
people.
right. So, and then, but it didn't discourage me. It just really felt the pandemic really, for a lot of people, it
Hmm.
changed people in the fact that it was like life is too short to not just be out there following your dreams and doing what you need to do, you
Yeah.
know? And so I was just kind of one of those people who said, I'm just going to put myself out there. And so I did. And I met a friend of a friend through NaNoWriMo. Do you know guys?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
National Novel Writing Month, right? So I met a friend through there who, and I didn't even know he was like with a publisher. And he introduced me to his publishers, and he was like, you guys should read her stuff. Her stuff is really good, and did that.
Oh,
And
that's a true friend. That's a
yeah,
true friend.
yeah, I still love you, Brandon, if you're ever watching.
Hi,
But
Brandon.
yeah, yeah, and just got in with them, and they really did like my stuff, and it just kind of took off from there. So, as I was saying, well, I said the night before, like I've been writing for years, over a decade. I've been writing, but my first published novel was Hidden Love in 2021, I believe, like January
Mm.
2021. So,
Hmm.
and since then I've just been throwing out series left and right here and there. So, yeah.
Because
Love
what your
it.
creative soul was like, finally.
Right. Yeah, really. I think that's what happened.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's really fantastic. Oh, is it me, Heather? Am I supposed to
Yeah.
ask? Okay, so I think I know a little bit
We're
of
so
this.
formal here.
I love it.
Um, so you're talking about how your dad recognized your talent from an early age. Your
Yeah.
friend recognized your talent and was like, "Hey, this publisher." Um, and it sounds like you've always carried the stories in you and been writing them, even if you haven't been showing them to other people or submitting. But
Yeah.
are there particular authors or genres or people that like inspired you? Because I know
Yeah.
during the panel you talked about how you just have all these ideas kind of
Yeah.
in a certain extent pouring out of you. But do you ever feel like do you see something or read a news story and then that gets your juices? Like what kinds of things inspire
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. I mean, I think like many other writers, I get these moments where I'm just kind of stuck and I just
Mhm.
have writer's block. That's usually when I pick up a good novel. See,
Mm.
my secret and downfall, if you want to call it that, is that I go to these book conferences to sell my books and promote myself and network, and then I end up buying a bunch of books.
Yes, I think that's a
And
pretty
so,
Reading
touching other
makes you a
people.
better writer. It
yeah,
really does.
because sometimes I get stuck and like, oh, I don't know where to take this story. Like the story's not coming to me. I don't know where to take this
Right.
story. And sometimes I just need to like shelf it and just read a really, really good book. I don't know. I have a couple of like I'm really also really right now into new artists too.
Hmm.
So if it's like an up and coming author that no one's ever like really heard of before,
Yeah.
I like to give a little shout out and say
Sure.
like, oh, I read, Gary Michael's book, The Reaper,
Mm.
which is dark romance, MM romance. It's
And you said
amazing.
it's called The Reaper?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I like it
and so
already.
yeah, exactly, right? There is a oh my gosh, what is her name? Ugh, it's this series that honestly, when I start to feel like I I need a little bit of like a pick me up, which
Hmm.
is this is gonna sound nutty. When I need a little bit of a pick me up, I go to this psycho dark, very trigger warning series
Uh,
that I will just pick. It's like 6 books,
Right.
8 books in this series. I'm like on book like 4. And
Okay.
so sometimes I'll just like, okay, I'm just gonna get this book. And I'll like read through it. Oh my God. Yeah, I'll like read through it and then I just, have to
Sometimes it
and I feel
just
better.
takes a different perspective. You're getting out of your own thought process and reading, just activating a different part of your imagination and brain
Yeah.
helps because I know that when I need a break and I read, I do the same thing because I can't
Mhm.
read and write at the same time.
No.
I have to read in between writing. And it helps me like I'm like, "Oh, I really like the perspective this was written in. I have this one story that I think the perspective would be best written in this voice. Like sometimes you get stuck and maybe it gives you an idea for that, that just that little shift, it's like jogging something loose in there that is stuck
Yeah.
Because when you're
just,
stuck, it's in the back of your mind, your brain is subconsciously working on it.
Yeah,
And
it
then
is.
I think sometimes when you read something else, your brain's like, oh, hey, like Heather just said, like, I think that might be a way in.
Yeah, yeah.
and it's
Although,
also if you read something really good, it's like, I want to write this well. I want to write like
I want to write like this
this.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crazy thing is when I excuse me, when I pick up something, it's usually nothing like what I write. I don't really write dark romance, like
Mm-hmm.
morally great. Well, I mean,
Right.
maybe a little morally great characters, but never like that real like
Hardcore
mafia
dark.
type. Yeah,
Right.
like Nikki Rome does a lot of mafia books. I
Mm-hmm.
love her mafia
Yes,
books,
I
but
feel the
I
same
can't write it for
way.
myself,
Right.
you
I
know?
can't write a mafia book, but when I read a mafia book, I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I love this.
I need them all. I need them all.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
That's really fun.
Oh,
So what's the current project that you're working on? Like,
Oh gosh.
are you one of those people that works on one thing while you're launching something, or do you just launch and then write a new thing?
Yeah, I am always working on different projects at the same
mm,
time. So I just finished my trilogy, my Rangers Ma Magi trilogy, and that is out now. Beast and Bromance just came out in September. The second book, Ardenti, comes out in 4 days. The
woohoo!
third book comes out in November, and I'm super duper excited about that. Um, and then I have a couple of standalones that I am currently working on,
Okay.
that I want to get out there. Not sure if they're going to go through my publisher or whether I'm going to self-publish, but either
Okay.
way, my name's going to be out there, and so that's what's
Right.
going to be the fun part. Um, yeah, and I'm always working
Yeah.
on something. I have I like to have short stories like in my back pocket
Yeah.
so that like when another anthology comes up, oh my
Mm,
gosh, how could I forget? So I just did a story. Well, I did two actually. I did two anthologies, one for the Smut Lover Chronicles. You can get that on Amazon.
okay.
I have an anthology in that, a story in that
Yeah.
anthology. And
Yeah.
then I did the Best Buy Eroticas Volume 2. Volume 1 came
Mm,
out last year by the
right.
amazing Christian Pan, who is editing and bringing all these amazing people
Nice.
together to put these stories together. That focuses on, really bringing bi awareness to
Yeah.
people. Like,
Yeah.
we we do exist.
Yeah.
And our stories exist and our stories matter. And that came out on September 23rd, which is Bi Awareness Day.
Okay.
So those two anthologies just came out. And then I'm working on another anthology because I'm going to be at Indies and Bookworms in Maryland. I
Mm,
think it's in Maryland in
okay.
August. And
Okay.
so I signed up for another anthology there. So anyway,
Okay.
I say all that to say I like to write these little like 5,000 word, 10,000 word
Right. Right.
stories where I used to throw them on Literotica. I don't do
Right.
that anymore.
Right. Right.
Um, Now I either just kind of keep them in my back pocket or I put it on theoreads.com. So if you've
Okay.
never heard of Theo Reads, it's a
Okay.
new website specifically for people who write spicy, steamy,
Oh,
um,
I've not heard
heat.
it's
no.
Theo.
Theo, yeah, THEO reads. So
Hmm.
like VO
Yeah.
reads. Yeah.
Oh, I like
Oh.
that.
And I'm
Oh.
one of the founding. Oh.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm one of the
Gotcha.
founding authors, so I'm super
Mm.
excited to see that website really
Oh.
launch off
The
and,
O reads.
But it also
Okay.
sounds like you really, for your reading fans, they really have a lot. Like for your series, they've still got shorts and things in your anthology to read while they're waiting for the next entry in a series and all
yeah.
that. That, as a reader, I'm like, oh, that's fantastic because
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's nothing more frustrating, and this is champagne complaints, but there's nothing more fun. nothing more frustrating than when you're a reading fan of a particular author and you're just waiting for their next
Thing.
thing because you
Yeah.
just love the way that they write.
Yeah.
And then you're like, and then the reasonable part of your head is like, okay, they're a human, they have a life, they, like
Yeah.
they're,
Yeah.
but the
But one
reader,
thing I do try to do though now, because when Hidden Love came out, it's 5 books and it took over like 2 years for all 5 books to
yeah,
drop. And so,
that's still
just
not
follow
bad.
it. Yeah. But following my publisher's lead, like I as a reader too, like I like a complete series. And so
Yes.
like, when the second series, the Ryan D. Ryder series, is 3 books in that one. I was like, okay, all books are coming out in the same year,
Right.
right? And now with the
Wow.
Rangers Maggie series, it's like, okay, all books are coming out in the same season.
Wowza.
Yes. So like bam, bam, bam. Let's just
Right.
drop it. Here
Right.
we go, and I'm excited about that because, people get to like read through a whole series and then, like right now the Rangers Maggie is on like Goodreads. And so it's so cool to see like the books aren't even out yet, but people who have like did the bam, 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 just kind of like
Yeah.
the arc readers that read back and forth and just kind of watching how they just kind of breeze through those books. Like that gets me so excited, I'm like,
Yay.
hey, they did it. It's a lot of words and they did it.
No, that's fantastic. No, that's
Yeah.
really, really great.
I,
So, yeah, go ahead.
people need their escapism right
Yeah,
now for sure.
Exactly that. Yes.
and again, once you know that you love somebody's way of writing, there's just something about like you just want more. I guess it's a compulsive kind of thing, like give me more, give me more, give me more.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
totally
Yes.
understand that, because I told you when we were doing the spicy panel discussion that
Yes.
just the way you described your writing, I was like, okay, well now I know what's added to my TBR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just so everybody knows, like I am very like, people say like open door. I mean,
Yeah.
I am lights on, windows open. Come and pull up a chair. Like that's how descriptive I
Be
get sometimes.
open
That's your,
this,
that's your
open
content
that.
warning. That's your content warning.
Everything's open.
Just saying, And one of my negative reviews is like, there's a lot of sex in this book, and I'm like,
I'm going to use this as an ad for my books.
Right. Yes, there is.
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
Thank
and that's
you.
fine. Like it doesn't have to be everybody's
Thanks for the
cup of tea,
advertisement.
but it's mine. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's my target audience likes what I like. And you know what I mean? So, shout out to people that want, clean and sweet romance, and that's great.
But that's not what you're offering.
It's not what I'm offering.
Right.
Yes. So.
And that's the other thing too, when you talk about kind of reviews, as a reader and as an author, I do get a little annoyed when it's like an author like you're like, I am explicit, I'm open door, open window, whatnot. And then a reader reads it anyway after you've been clear, and then that's their main complaint. And I'm like, you haven't been paying attention. Like, what's your reading comprehension level? Like, full disclosure.
It's always a content warning. Explicit sexual scenes.
Yes.
Always a content warning, because people need to know, like this is what we're doing here.
Yeah, don't buy this for your teenager.
Do not. I was at a book conference this weekend, and people were coming to my table, and I'm like, "Are you over 18?"
Yeah.
Because if not, sorry. And so I had one person says to me, I am not. So this is not the table for me. I said, no, it's not. But you can take a sticker.
That's too cute. That's too cute. Like, oh, this is above my pay grade.
Way above. I don't know. Maybe I should say 21 sometimes, not just 18. You got to have a glass of wine with this book. I'm just saying.
It's like, how grown are you? I love it all. So with that said about the content warnings, and it is what it is, what is kind of the best ways for readers to find you, support you? Like, do you prefer that they come to your website? Do you have a newsletter? Like, what do you want readers
Yeah.
to know about how to follow you and get in touch with you and the best ways to order your books and all that?
Yeah, both. So I do have a website. It's just my name, www.skkabba.com. This little doozy thing right
Yeah,
here, someone can
nice.
actually,
Your
it is
little
a, it is an
QR
actual
code.
QR code, so you can hold up your phone right now, take you right to my
Yeah,
website.
just get your phone and go zoop, and you're all
Uh-huh.
Okay,
good.
brilliant.
I'm everywhere. So I'm on Amazon, I'm on KU. You can get my books at Barnes and Nobles. Probably not on the shelves because some of my covers are a little racy. I have
Right,
some
right.
that it's like that, what do you call it, discreet covers, but then I have
Yes,
some that just like, shirts off and things like that.
yes,
So
yes.
but you definitely can buy my books anywhere. Smashwords and Kobo
Mm.
and Google and iBook. I don't think they call it iBook anymore. What do they call it? They
Apple
call it something else.
Books.
Apple Books, or it used to be called anyway.
Yeah.
I'm Team Droid,
There's
sorry.
been a lot of changes. It
Yeah.
used to, yeah, there's been a lot of changes.
There's been a few changes over the years. Definitely from my website, from my publishers, Four Horsemen publication, for the books that come through my publishers. But all my books are on my website, so you
Nice.
always
And I'll
have
put
access to me.
your link in the description of this episode.
Yeah. And if you just
So
want
that
to follow me, I'm SK_Kabba_ author pretty much everywhere. I'm mostly on Instagram. I'm just not a TikTok person.
Yeah.
But I'm mostly on
yeah.
Instagram, sometimes on Facebook, sometimes on Blue Sky, but I'm more active on Instagram than anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Gotcha.
thank you for that. And thank you so much for coming and talking to us again. It's like we
Yeah.
hogged 2 days from you
No, I love
to
it. I love
go
it.
good because we enjoy it too. We
Yeah.
like to be able to have this time with the authors that were at our event, many of whom we didn't get to sit and have one-on-one conversations like this with, which we're
Yeah, yeah,
really glad to be able to be doing because everybody's so talented. I always tell Carden every year because I do all the social media and the website and stuff. When I get to the bios and I start putting the bios in on the post, I'm calling her. I'm like, text her. Guess what? Guess what this
I
person did?
know.
Guess
I
what?
know.
Because everybody's so impressive,
yeah.
and just skilled and talented, and we have had a very low drama event as well, and in terms of like everybody's just been so nice.
So great.
We've had
Yeah, so
very
nice.
minimal bumpage,
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
super
I love that.
professional, wonderful people. So, and we always appreciate that. So, thank you again for joining us. If you're watching this episode or listening to it, please go check out Eskay Kabba's. Now I have this image of myself because I don't know what I look like. I had the thing over my screen so I could read, and I'm sure I look like you're like
You're
SK.
doing great, Heather.
I'm like, get the last name right. I just have this phobia about messing people's names up, and it got me that time. It got me that time. That's
No,
okay.
you're good. You're good.
um, please check out her books, go to her website, follow her on socials. Great. If you have somebody in your life that likes spice, that you think needs spice, if that you think would enjoy this kind of story, this kind of book, please pick that up for them. Stick it in their stocking.
It's
They
good. All right. It's
appreciate
gift
it.
giving season.
Yeah, it's giving season. That's right. And if there is an indie bookstore near you that will carry her book, request it through that indie bookstore, and then you're helping an indie bookstore and you're supporting an author. So thank you so much. Everybody have a good day and thank you. Bye bye. We'll see you
Bye.
soon.